Hello, everybody. Welcome to the interesting modeling company JMQs, or the midweek review, whichever way you want to do it. Now, we are going to try and keep this one short tonight. So, see you in 90 minutes. I did do it well. Right. What I did was today, I did a pre-record with Dale and Luke from Airfix. And I said, well, it's only going to be a short one, lads. Yeah, hour and a half later. So I'm in the process of editing that down. And yeah, so that will be going up live, will be going up anyway in the next couple of days. So that will be a pre-record that we'll be putting up on the channel. In the meantime, I thought we'll do a quick live tonight anyway. And well, it's kind of like it's a bit of a catch-22 really, because some people were saying, oh, are you going to talk about the Airfix 2022 range, 2023 range rather? Well, yes, I can, but I'm just going to give you a biased opinion, obviously because of the, for those who don't know, the work that I do for Airfix. So it's kind of like a bit of a, I don't know. I'll give you my personal highlights, then we'll get on with other bits and pieces, and then we'll just wrap this up for the evening. So we will, here we go. Sorry, this thing's a bit slow tonight. Where there are some things which are tremendously exciting for me, he said. And I got to say that one of the kit releases that really, kit re-releases even, that's really got me hopping up and down, and that is the Bond bug, would you believe? Now, those of you who remember from 2021, I was hopping up and down when the Beach Buggy was reissued, because this is one of those kits that I never got hold of as a kid rather, and any wonder, because it was only on the market for a relatively short time. And not knowing anything about the actual vehicle as a small child, I just thought it looked tremendously exciting. It also had the name Bond in the title, so I thought it was obviously something to do with the James Bond film. This is James Bond's secret three-wheeler car or something. Anyway, it's been out of the range close to 50 years, would you believe? It was never seen in the 80s, the 90s, the noughties, it's not been reissued in close to 50 years. And one of the issues that there was with the kit was that all the clear parts had gone missing, apparently. And it's thanks to modern day technology, saved by technology, is that the guys were able to scan the kit parts and then do some brand new clear parts to fit the old kit. And apparently what they were also able to do, let's go full screen for a second, what they were also able to do was go in and actually put in more detail than was originally included. So say here, you can see here on the fabric part of the door here, but they've gone in and put all the kind of like the folds and the ripples and everything. So as and when I get a set of those clear parts turn up, I will share them with you. I'm hoping they'll be sooner rather than later. he says, reaching over to get something. But no, this kit it's been a bit of a holy grail for a lot of people. But for me, it's just one of those models that I always wanted to build as a kid, couldn't find it, couldn't do anything. And so, what do? You kind of live in hope. But yeah, it's coming back this year, utterly fabulous. What can one say other than thank you, Airfix? That's just a tremendously exciting kit to come back. Now, you're all probably thinking, JM, for goodness sake, you've got a fairy, we'll come to the fairy gannet in a minute. You've got a fairy gannet, you've got a ferret scout car, you've got all these other wonderful things coming out this year. Why are you yet again focused on a 50-year-old kit? But that's the thing. These are very much the kits of my youth, of my misspent youth. And to actually be able to kind of like catch up and build these things is just, it's tremendous. It is tremendously exciting. So I'm just angling the thing here. Now have a look at this. Look, we've got here a set of test shots of the Bond bug, and it's actually a relatively simple kit. It's a very simple kit actually, and oops, a daisy. And yeah, there's your body shell and there's your chassis, and yeah, this is not going to take that long to build. In fact, I am going to be building this anyway. You've also got a guy there, looks a bit like James May, but would have been James May when he was about 10 anyway. And then you can see that there's the sprue of the suspension and the wheels. You've got the steering wheel and whatnot. There's your guy with his shirt, and there's some more bits and pieces for the engine, and that's it. It is a deceptively simple kit, but I am really, really, really looking forward to building one of these. And as soon as the clear parts turn up, then I can pop them in place and we're away. But goodness me, what a great start to the year to actually have the Bond bug coming back. I'm excited. I don't know about you. And it's funny that it's a nearly 50-year-old tooling, and yet, like I say, like a couple of years ago with the like a couple of years ago with the beach buggy, of which mine's still up there on the shelf, it just caught my imagination. Make of that what you will. So yes, good to have the beach buggy coming. A beach buggy. Good to have the Bond bug coming back. And like I say, nothing to do with James Bond, but there we go. So look, Philip Jones says, looking forward to this one. Is it a three-wheeler? It is. It is very much a three-wheeler. So, and Andy King says the Bond bug is akin to the beach buggy. Yeah, I mean, and the beach buggy was also one of those classic, Airfix kits that I could never get hold of. Having built the one from the reissue from 2 years ago, it did not disappoint. I loved it. I won't say I did a great job on the figures, but I absolutely adored that model. And this comes back to the whole thing about the value there is in old kits. Some comment here from a young lad called Luke. He says, non-biased opinion here, stonking work by the chaps at Margate. Yes, exactly. Now, this is the thing, is I did have Dale and Luke. In fact, one of the many edit points on the pre-record we did today was at one stage the old COVID brain fog. I forgot Luke's name, not his surname. I forgot Luke's name completely. So we had to start again. So I'm in the process of going through the edit points and, you know, assembling it into something coherent, which, given that I'm hosting it, is going to be a long shot. But no, they were very good. It was very, very funny. Very, very good. Good bants, I think is a good way of describing it. And yeah, we could, to be honest with you, we could have gone on for a good while afterwards, but all good things have to come to an end, or in their case, the torture of talking to me. But it was good. So thank you, Luke. Thank you, Dale. I really do appreciate that. I look forward to seeing you both very, 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 very soon. Which they're now worried, why are you coming up to Margate? No, I'm not, but there we go. And yeah, it was good. It was good. So thanks, chaps. I really appreciate that. So what else was there on the Airfix 2023 schedule? He said, trying to find the link. And well. Let's get the link up again. Oh, it's nothing like this. There's nothing like organization, and trust me, this is nothing like organization. Here we go. So we've got we've got quite a lot of stuff coming up this year. Bombard, and we've got, let's have a look. We've got new vintage classics, new starter sets, new vehicles, new aircraft. Now we'll be going through a few of these with Luke and Dale at some stage. But let's have a look at the new vintage classics. Excuse me, the beer burps. And here we go, full screen, and it is. We've got the Bristol Fighter and the Fokker DR1 dogfight double. Now, I've actually got an original boxing of this up in the attic. In fact, I got that boxing down so I could do some sizings and things for the decal sheet. So that was quite interesting, to say the least. They are both vintage kits, I think is the best way of putting it. And I think in in an ideal world, they would probably be retired in favor of something new, but they still do a job. And yeah, it's nice to have these back. I know some people were saying, well, who's going to build them? Well, there's still a lot of people out there who like to build vintage kits. So there we go. So we've got the Fokker DR1 and the Bristol Fighter coming back. So that's fabulous, especially if you're a Bristol boy like me, Fire Dudley. Also, again, bit of a Bristol link here. We've got the SS Great Western, which was one of Brunel's ships. And this was I think this was his first paddle ship. Absolutely fabulous stuff. She was the largest passenger ship in the world when she was launched, and packed with technology and innovation which would not be used in ships' designs for many years to come. Yeah, I mean, Brunel was very much a pioneer when it came to paddle steamers and screw boats and metal propellered metal screws for boats and things. Absolute legend. And yeah, the Great Western, which I think definitely kind of plays up to his adopted home in the West Country. So that's that. I'm very happy to see this one come back, because to me that's good old Bristol, that is. And also, it's rather interesting to note, and this is where Roy Cross used to get his details right, is you'll notice that the flag here is blowing in the same direction as the sails. And it's quite funny how many times you see box art of ships kind of like sailing ships, and the wind is fully aft of the sails, and yet the flag is kind of fluttering the other way. Anyway, yeah, nice to have that back. Who knows? Perhaps one day we'll have a kit of the SS Great Britain. I doubt it, but it would be nice if we did. Food for thought there, Hornby lads, if you're watching. And we've got another one's coming back is the Fairey Rotodyne, which is a compound autogyro. Apparently a very noisy aeroplane, of which the only remaining remnants are at the Helicopter Museum in Weston-super-Mare, which consists of a fuselage section and a piece of the rotor. Big old aeroplane, apparently a big old noisy aeroplane, but alas, way ahead of its time. This effectively was I'm tempted to say this was the V22 of its era, although it's not a tilt rotor, but they just couldn't get the technology to, not to work, the actual aeroplane worked, but the noise from the rotors, and the rotors had these tip jets that went supersonic. It apparently made a hell of a noise. So yeah, not the kind of aeroplane you want to be flying in and out of urban environments like Bristol's, like London's Docklands in this box art here by Roy Cross. So very much very much ahead of its time, but rather sunk by the lack of technology, the lack of technological progress, shall we say. I'm not going to go through all these, not going to click on the pictures, but we'll just go through these. We've got the Bristol Bloodhound, iconic kit, absolutely fabulous. The Oster-Antarctic, again, this has had newly tooled clear parts, which that should actually make a difference, because I built a copy of this kit 27 years ago. It's got to be said, the clear parts were a bit of a bind. So new clear parts, that's good news. The Brewster Buffalo, one of my favorite aeroplanes. This has the original Roy Cross artwork again with an Australian one, and you get a US Navy one in the chrome yellow and silver. And then we have, oh dearie me, now I think Luke and Dale set me a challenge to say you may have to build one of these, because apparently they don't have one in the showroom, and I get the feeling I am going to have to build one. So yeah, that might be a project this year. I've got a copy of the kit, albeit a 90s reissue in a horizontal box, but I never got hold of one of the boxings in the upright boxing, which apparently really upset a lot of retailers because the boxes kept falling over. But yeah, this is coming back. It's back to the original decal schemes and everything. And I don't know, folks, I think I've got to build one. I think I am going to be strong-armed into building one of these. And, well, isn't that a hardship? Yeah. So we've got that coming back. So those are the reissues. And then we go to, there we go. Oh, no, we'll come to that in a second. Then we've got the the starter sets. Come on, bing, 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 bing. There we go. The starter sets, of which we've got some new vehicles, which is rather exciting. So we've got a Land Rover Series 1 pickup in 1/43rd scale. We've got a Aston Martin DB5, a very famous car. We've got a starter set McLaren 765 LT. We've got a starter set Lamborghini Huracan Evo. And we've also got no, that was it. Sorry, I was confused there for a second. And then we've got the F35, which is coming in its own standard boxing, or its own boxing rather. And then we also get a F35 with a Spitfire in a then and now boxing. And oops, Daisy, there we go, catches up with me in the end. And then we have the F35 and an Avro Lancaster in a monster Dambusters gift set as well. So this is the Dambusters 80th anniversary. and that is very good. Sorry, just having a sip of tea. Some people will say, hang about, why would a Dam Buster Lancaster in that configuration be flying over a dam with an F-35? It's artistic license, folks. Come on, live a little. But yeah, that F-35 kit I'm not going to say simplified, but it's not like the snap together ones they do. It's a bit more refined, and it is actually 1/72nd scale. So as and when we can show you some shots of that, we will do. But yeah, and then scrolls down. Then we go to new aircraft. Oh no, new vehicles. Let's go to new vehicles. New vehicles. We've already done the Bond Bug, the Evo, the Huracan, and whatever. Then we have the McLaren, done that one. Then we have the Ferret Scout Car in 35th scale, which I think is the first time any injection molded kit has been done of the Ferret. So that deserves to be a big success for Airfix. It's a very ubiquitous vehicle. It's been used by so many people down the years, and the variants and the color schemes and everything. Yeah, that one could run for them. So that's a solid choice, I feel. Obviously, I'm biased, but I think that is an absolute stone cold winner for them. And then the other one they're doing this year is and I've got to be very careful how I word this. It's a World War II British 4x2 GS truck. And this is one of the famous soft skins of the British Army. And I think the Royal Air Force may have used these as well. But yeah, not a subject that really has been massively kitted before. I get the feeling Gecko are doing something similar this year, but that's it. But yeah, that promises to be really quite an important model for 35th scale modelers. So yeah, that is going to be a cracker. And right, here we go. Now I can hear you all saying, is he finally going to get onto the aircraft? Yes, he is going to get onto the aircraft. Here we go. And of the aircraft, and it's all gone. It's frozen up on me again. Of the aircraft, we have, well, goodness me, what do we have? We have, shall we go for the elephant in the room first of all? Yeah, shall we? All right, we will do. It is the Fairy Gannet AS1/AS4 in 48th scale. Goodness me, that is the first time an injection molded Gannet has been done in this scale. And I can tell you that is a fair old lump of an aeroplane to be doing in 48 scale. They're doing it with the wings in flight mode and in folded mode, which those of you who watch this show will know that I tend to disagree with my fellow hosts, Mr. Manton and Mr. Pollard, who aren't a big fan of aircraft with folded wings. I think that's the only way you build Navy aeroplanes. Build them, either fold it or fold. That's a good meme, isn't it? Yeah, we'll do that one. Yeah, fold it or fold. And what you can't see in these images, but you can see in the enlargements, is that this has really quite delicate rivet detail all over the airframe. So that is not going to be a bland model by any means. And in fact, people are probably looking at the kind of like some of the renders here and thinking, well, that doesn't look very impressive. No, trust me, when you see it, the rivet detail on this is quite impressive. I think somebody said to me, "Oh, is it a 72nd scale?" No, it's not. It is 48 scale, and yeah, it justifies its inclusion as a 48 scale kit. So there we go, a fairy gannet in 48 scale. Oh, lovely. Of course, as is always the case, people are saying, why wasn't it an AEW rather? Because they really didn't fly that many of them, and they were one color scheme, and that's it. So you can get quite a few color schemes out of this version. So there we go. Yeah, an AS1, AS4, absolutely marvelous. And what else is coming from Airfix? Well, we've got the 48 scale Blackburn Buccaneer S2B. So this is effectively the Royal Air Force version, and nothing more down there. Yeah, so that's the Royal Air Force version of their new 48 scale Buccaneer, which replaces the one that was tooled up 30 years ago. Good grief, can you say it? 30 years ago? Yeah, 30 years ago. So that, judging by the reaction to the Royal Navy boxing, this one's going to have Royal Air Force markings, including one of the red flag aircraft in desert camouflage. And we've got, what else have we got here? Dambuster Lancaster, of course. It's the 80th anniversary rather, of the Dambusters raid. 70th or 80th? Goodness me, I can't remember. 43, 53, 63, 73, 83, 93, 03, 13, 23. Yeah, 80th anniversary. What have we got there? Hawker Hunter. This comes with new parts. In fact, they've actually improved, and I hate that word, accurized, but they have accurized some bits and pieces in the kit that weren't quite right originally, like the position of the inboard and outboard pylons, and there's one or two other little details. So that's good to see a kit company going back and reworking a kit to make it better than it was originally. And I might actually get around to building one of these Hunters at some stage. So that's a welcome move. And what else have we got here? The Blackburn Buccaneer is coming back 72nd scale. So that's coming back with markings for Gulf War aircraft. The Harrier / AVA-A is coming back in 72nd scale with new decals. Zero is coming back with new decals. Turns page. And what else? The Sea Fury has new markings coming into it, as does the North American Mitchell. It's actually got some very interesting. Soviet markings in that kit, if I remember rightly. We've got the P-51D Mustang. We've got the 48 scale Meteor F8. We've got the Vampire FB5/FB9. We've got, this looks to be a very interesting release, and it's the Tiger Moth. And the box art depicts one of the, perhaps the last carrier landing done by a biplane. So there you go. That's nice. That's a nice bit of Adam Tooby box art there. I'm just trying to see what else. Messerschmitt 110, Messerschmitt 262, the Phantom FG1 and the FGR2. So they've combined both kind of like the parts from the two separate boxings to give you, a dual variant, not two kits in the box, but a dual variant in the box. That's it really. Just checking. That's it. But yeah, we've got, I'm just seeing if they've put the Sea Fury schemes down. Nope. That'll be a brand new schemes for, says new schemes. There we go. New schemes. So yeah. So there you go. It's another busy year. There are some substantial releases coming out from Airfix in 2023. Certainly, it's a slight shift of emphasis this year from for more of the starter set cars. Also 2 new military vehicles, and also the Gannet and other bits, other kits as whatever. So I know people are always going to complain and say, "Oh, not, I didn't want this and I didn't want that, and why have they not done this and why have they not done that?" Well, you can't have everything, folks. So, you know, that sounds a bit not dismissive, but, you know, your company resources are, you know, are not infinite, and so they've got to do what they can with what they've got. Yeah, I'm just having a quick look through the Steve Adler says, are the Harrier kits being combined as well? Yep, you're getting the Harrier GR1 and the AV8A bits in the kit now. So that's like all those bits combined. Rob Monfils says G Fury is a nice touch. Yeah, G Fury is coming into the Hawker Fury kit. I'm just having a look there. Just having a look. Just having a look. Yeah, Bill Clark says Airfix ticking another one off the Dynavector list. Let's have a look. I'm just having a just seeing what somebody said something about the no, I can't find it. But Luke has said, I think JM meant it's the first time it's been done as a purely injection molded kit. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yes, I mean you've had the Dynavector kit in 48 scale. I'm sure, did Classic Airframes do a? Did they do a Gannet in 48? I'm not entirely sure. But there we go. So argue amongst yourselves. It's, you know, it's another busy year for Airfix, so that's good news. Andy King, here we go. Andy King says the Rotodyne wouldn't have looked out of place in a Jerry Anderson TV show. There was actually something in, oh blimey, I think it was Captain Scarlet, and I think it may have actually been a Rotodyne with new bits added to it. So, but yeah, it always was a really kind of quite futuristic kit, really. Anthony Bird says, JM, who have Airfix employed to do these new type box arts, blurred background style? Rather nice in my view. And the answer to that is Adam Tooby for all modern artwork. So, yeah. So, yeah, there you go, folks. So pick your favorite out of that. I've got to say, of the Airfix 2023 range, you're welcome. Of the Airfix 2023 range, sorry, get rid of that. What are my highlights? I would say the Gannet, because I'm from a Royal Navy family, so obviously. I think the Bond bug is quite. Oh yeah, sorry. Rob's just reminded me. I forgot about the mosquito. A poor mosquito. That's about the second or third time I've forgotten about the mosquito. So let's go back. Wibbly wobbly effect. Bum ba dum ba dum. Let's go back. It was. Bear with. Here we go. How did I forget about the mosquito? How strange. No, in fact, I forgot about quite a few, but that's just COVID brain fog for you. So, okie dokie, let's try again, everybody. Let's make sure nobody is left behind this time. You've got the Nat is coming back, but that's no new decal schemes for that. Oh, are they? Actually, I think it might be. Yes, not sure. You think I'd know because I did the decor sheet. Anyway, we've got the Tempest is coming back with new schemes, rather excitingly. Then we've got, oh, now look at this. Then we've got the de Havilland Mosquito. And yeah, that does look like a fabulous scheme. It really is. And that was a tricky one because some of these mosquitoes were in South African colours. They had South African orange roundels to the orange centres to the roundels. I can't remember which ones we went for in the end, but there was a lot of toing and froing to try and work out what colour these roundels were. Also, special mention should be made to Adam Tooby's magnificent artwork, which really does capture that weather-beaten, tatty look of these PR mosquitoes. Goodness me, if ever Adam started building models, or if I could finish my models to the same standard that Adam paints and weathers his, I would be a very happy chappy. That is astonishing artwork. And yeah, what can we say? That is very, very nice. And what else have we got coming back this year? I'm very conscious of the fact that I'm bigging up the home team, but what the hell? Yeah, we've got the Harrier, which has got an American AV8B in an Arctic scheme. And I think that's about it, really. I know the Wellington's got some new schemes, but I have completely forgotten what they are. So I'm sorry about that, folks. I've drawn them, but I've forgotten what they are. And we've got, yeah, I'm gonna let the guys from Hornby talk about those schemes and release those schemes as and when they want to. I'm not going to jump the gun by suddenly kind of blurting out scheme info and then be told, nah, we were going to do that. So yeah, we're gonna wait for them to take the lead. But I'm sure there will be people who will say, well, is that it? But I'd say that is a pretty full-on year again from Airfix. And look at that artwork. Isn't that magnificent? That is absolutely stunning artwork by Adam Tooby for the 262. Anyway, there we go. Airfix 2023. Right. Let's start talking. Yeah, see, Rob Monfils. Well, is that it? Yeah, smiley face, Rob. Right. Let's stop talking about the home team and talk about let's talk about some Japanese newcomers called Tamiya. Where am I with the Comet? Well, where am I with the Comet? I have got, let's get the Christmas mug out of the way. Lols. What I did over the weekend was I glued the tracks to the wheels. I just thought, I'm just going to do it. I've also just broken the tow hook off there. Brilliant. Well done, JM. I thought, no, we're just going to glue the tracks on, and we'll figure out the painting of them at another time. Oh, there we go. Look, that's what I've done. Is I've managed to knock the tow hook off there. So what we'll do is we'll lob a bit of Tamiya extra thin in there. There it is. And so I'm just trying to do this with my shockingly bad fingers at the moment. There we go. There we go. Got that towing hook back in there. Yeah, I've just going to try and get the last few details done on this. But I think I said on Sunday, I solved the mystery of what had happened to those parts there, parts D19, D20, and D28. I thought I'd lost them, I'd cut them off, I'd done something with them. I thought somebody had stolen them from my kit, which has happened at Telford before. We've had bits go missing from kits where modelers, and I use the term loosely, thieves would be a better descriptor, just turn up, and when you are not looking, they help themselves to stuff off of the kits. Yep, it happens, folks. It happens. Anyway, turns out these were half-inched by somebody, but they were half-inched by somebody who needed them for a review model for a magazine, and it was done with everybody's explicit consent, except nobody told me. Anyway, never mind. Lol. So what have I got left to do on this then? Still some bits and pieces. We'll try and get a bit of work done on this evening. But before we do that, let's have a quick look to see what the comments are going on here at the moment. Oh, let's say hello to. Oh, blimey, we've got quite a handful tonight. Viewer Damien Mullen, model making haggis, Tony Surridge, Captain Magenta, boom, 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 boom. Hobby Time, Darren McQuillan, Ofer Cohen, Dave Swindle, scrolls down, Carlos Ruiz, David Mummery, Jim Altergott, Michael Hooverling, Douglas Hunter, Lee Suter, Simon Lewis, Phil Prisk, Philip Jones, Greg Woodbridge, Andy Brennan, Luke Slaney Hewitt, Jim Altergott, Dave Coward, Alex Taylor, Mike Williams, David Ross, Dave Fleming, let's have a look at this, Mark Ryan, Andy King, Mike Williams. He says, wasn't the original, and this is the Bond Bug, made of fiberglass, a bit like the Reliant three-wheelers? I think they were, actually. Saying hello to Crazy Loca, Alex Taylor, Dave Fleming, blah, blah, blah. Scrolls down. I think we've caught up with everybody. Bill Clark, hello, Bill. Stuart Clark, I think we said hello to Stuart Clark. James Ray. He says the most exciting in the classics, the Rotodyne. Built one as a kid. Smoke going in the right direction. This is talking about the Great Western, which is absolutely bang on. Andy King says, I remember building the Bristol F2B dogfight double set as a kid and became thoroughly dismayed with the wing struts collapsing, especially when trying to attach the top wing. Can be a bit tricky, that, but persevere. Let's have a look. A lot of people excited for the Rotodyne. Okay. Mine's, I built one in 1996. It's still on display in the Helicopter Museum. Oh. So at least I think it is. Let's have a look. Steve Parker says, Stuka's a fun kit. Yeah, it is. Scrolls down. Scrolls down. Scrolls down. Steve Parker says, are the Ferret and the Truck Academy / Airfix kits? The Truck is Academy tooled, but the Ferret isn't. That's Airfix's own tooling. So I think Luke alluded to that on the show. Tony Surridge says the Ferret's post-war. Yep. Simon Lovett says, yeah, I've got one. Just having a look. A lot of love for the Gannet. A lot of people who don't like the Gannet. Powell Krupovich doesn't like the Gannet, but But hey ho. Just having a scroll down. God, there's a lot of comments here tonight. Scrolls down. Goodness me, you lot are typing quicker than I can read these. Tim Maunder says the Ulster will be worth it. The Ulster will be a worth it. Yep. Just have a look. Craig Sargent says first time the Mosquito PR16 has been kitted in any scale, conversions aside. No, I think Airfix did do it in 48 scale some time ago, 20 years ago, 21 years ago. It was from the Humbrol era, and it wasn't particularly brilliant. I stand to be corrected on that, but no, it was, because we did a very similar scheme to that, but it was a real mishmash of the old kit and some new bits that were added to it, and yeah, it kind of one of those projects that didn't quite measure up to the ambition that was being thrown at it. But no, it has been done before. In fact, actually, we will PR16. Here we go. Who thinks Mosquito PRXEI? Here we go. So let's have a look. Dum-ba-dum-ba-dum. Diddly-diddy-dee. Tum-de-tum-de-tum. Yeah, definitely has been done before. And it is, bear with, because this was the, I'm sure Scale Makes will have it here. This was the, oh, come on, computer, wakey. Goodness me, I can't, there we go, that's what we're looking for. There we go. So open window, a new tab, there we go. So this was the 48th scale Mosquito PR16, and there we go. Yes, there we go. So yes, it has been done in 48 scale before, but as I say, it was very much a bit of a mishmash of the old 1980 kit, some new bits. It wasn't especially brilliant, and in fact, whispers it. To be honest with you, I think a brand new 48 scale Mosquito, a twin stage Mosquito kit in 48 scale, I think that would be a winner. So between you, me, and the guys at Airfix, I think that's worth considering for the future, providing nobody gets there in the first place. But yeah, but it has been done. It has been done, Craig. So there we go. And what else have we got here? Andy Brennan says, Gannet, and Gannet. Yep. Andy King says, yep, a ferret, Austin GS. I can't say Austin, no. Yeah, a ferret, GS truck, and bomb bug for me. He said Austin. Ian Hartup says, fun fact, it's a long way down off the back deck of a ferret when you're very drunk. Right. Do you know what? Hold on, lads. I've had an idea. A lot of people having a lot of love for the Bond bug. And Anthony Bird here is saying the Bond bug is awesome. I think we should have a group build when the Bond bug comes out. What do you reckon? I think we should. Philip Jones says not just the Mozzie, but the Wellington was missed. I think we did cover the Wellington, but I'm not sure what the new schemes are. But there we go. There we go. Luke says Battle of Heligoland bite and Luftwaffe captured. I think what I'll have to do is, and I'll have to clear this with Luke and Dale, is as and when we can show some artwork for these new schemes, I'll see if we can get permission to do that. I'll check. But good to do that, Luke. If you can sort that for us, I think that would be good. Yeah, captured welly. That's interesting. That. Yeah, the nat is as per previous release, not an a suffix, right? That's fine. What do I know? I'm just, looking forward to seeing what schemes you chaps choose for the truck. So am I. Yeah, Brian Wilton says, how about covering Copper State Models new releases? They are great kits of 35th scale vehicles. We will do, Brian. We will do. It's just, unfortunately, we only have a certain amount of hours in the week and the the day as well. But Brian, what you can do for me? You're a big man. He's doing this Michael Caine again. Sorry. What you can do is let me message us, either me personally or on the IMC Facebook page, and just send me a list and jog my memory of what Copper State Models new releases are, and then we'll do them. Might even do an extra show. It could be said that during this first kind of week of January, we could have done a show every night to cover all the new stuff that's coming out. But anyway, yeah. So Brian, there we go. Yeah, you go. You've got a job. Remind me what the Copper State Models thing is. Tim Campbell says, delighted to see the Gannet and the Bond Bug. Fond memories of seeing one round where I used to live as a kid. Cool stuff. Now, curious thing about the Bond Bug was that as a kid, I saw it in the catalogue. I thought, cool, that looks fantastic. I honestly thought it was something from the James Bond films. Yeah. Bond Bug, it's like that's obviously James Bond. Obviously presses a button, it's got all kinds of gadgets and things. And no. Anyway, never mind. Robert Johnson says, hello from London, Ontario. Hello, Robert Johnson from London, Ontario. Craig Sargent says, definitely first time in 72nd scale for the Mosquito B16. Yes, it is. Viewer Jared says, the props and fuselage parts of the Rotadine at the Weston-super-Mare Helicopter Museum. I'm in for this one. Well, actually, Jared, if you're in the museum, you might see my model if it's still there. So, let's have a look. Bill Clark says, oh, God, Bill, you got a good memory. I haven't. I seem to recall you did a pinned build article on a certain site of the 48 scale Mosquito. I've completely forgotten about that. Yes. God, probably did. Don't remember it. And Anthony Bird says, he says, getting my order on now for the Bond Bug. So many people knock the vintage classics, but they sell out. My recent order of the Beagle Basset cancelled because sold out at one supplier. Well, that's the thing. It's that thing of these kits do not interest me. Therefore, I don't think a manufacturer should be selling them. They'll sell them. They'll sell them, and they'll sell out of them. And if they sell out of them, they're obviously worth bringing them back again. So, yeah. Jim Altergott says, being an American, I thought the Bond Bug is a James Bond film vehicle. Craig Sargent says Wellington schemes were shown in the announcements. Yeah, but they're not on the website. But like I say, I'll have a word with Luke and Dale, and I'll see if we can do something there. Perhaps a little bit of a IMC exclusive. Who knows? Simon James Coley says Ferret is long overdue in plastic. Nice Airfix is continuing its 135th scale British Army range. That was very kind. I can't remember if it was Luke or Dale this afternoon. Tried to say, well, the Ferret was entirely down to me, but it wasn't. I think they floated the idea at me, and I went, "Yeah, that's great. That's a really good idea." and so they went for it. So yeah, I'd like to take the credit for it, but I really didn't know. Yeah, Moz says, also Dale says that the Vintage Classics range is top line moneymaker for the money. I dare say it is. And Bill Clark says, Bill Clark still talking about my mosquito build. He says, I'd send a link if I could get on that site. Yeah, you, me, and a whole load of other people. Moz says, I called that Land Rover. I said they need a Landy or a Beetle in the starter range. I've got to say, that Land Rover I am especially excited about. It's small, 1/43 scale, but it's one of those subjects that is a tremendous crossover for me, not being a 43rd scale modeler, but to me, it's one of those vehicles that you can, should we say it? Yep. Hide things in mud. I love it. I absolutely love it. And I think we will be doing a Land Rover on this channel at some stage. In fact, I'll start drawing up a shopping list and sending it to Dale and Luke. But no, I definitely think, and Luke, if you're watching this, we're going to do a Bond Bug group build or a Bond Bug month or something like that. Unfortunately, we don't have a month of the year begin with B, but we'll think of something. But I think that would be tremendous. In fact, bear with me a second, folks, because I'm just going to get something off a shelf here. So, un momento, per favore. That's your actual Spanish, that is, or Italian, one or the other. Oh, good grief. Oh, my poor bones. Oh, my goodness me. Oh, God, blimey, Charlie. Oh. Oh, God. Top tip, folks. Don't get COVID. I mean, I wasn't looking forward to catching it anyway, and I did my best for 18 months to 2 years to not catch COVID because I knew there would be complications if I caught it. But I caught it, and there were complications, which has primarily been this whole blessed long COVID. Oh, whoops a daisy. Get in the car. Anyway, talking of vintage classics, I love this. I absolutely love this. There it is. It's just, oops, Daisy. No, the back bit's coming off. But I mean, okay, my figures, not the best figure painting in the world, probably a little bit overdone. But I absolutely adored this kit. There was nothing about building this beach buggy that disappointed me in any way whatsoever. It was a brilliant build. I loved it from start to finish. I'd build another one if I was asked to. Yeah, I just absolutely top dollar that was. Which goes to show that these old kits do have a value in terms of building them. And I know that there have been some modern beach buggy kits in recent times. And I think Revell have done one. And I've certainly been looking at building another one because I do like that whole kind of Volkswagen Beetle-ish family of vehicles, of which this is one, of which this has also had a bit of an altercation with a curb there, I think. Oh, that's more like it. Yeah. Whoops a daisy. But yeah, I love that. That is absolutely brilliant. Long story short, folks, if you've never built one of these beach buggies, I would go out and buy one. It's just absolutely brilliant. So that's why we are eulogizing about the bond bug, because I think that's going to be an equally great build as well. Just have a look. Moz says the last time Airfix had a Landy in their tooling was the ones they bought from JB Models. That's true, and that was 72nd scale. It's a bit of a Land Rover year for Airfix, as I say, because they're doing the 43rd scale one. You're getting the one back in the Bristol Bloodhound as well. Just have a look there. Steve Moore says cod liver oil. Yeah, actually, I'm taking flaxseed oil, Steve, for my bones. Shame we can't post on the IMC page since the mentions button has gone, thanks to Facebook. Yeah, Facebook. It really is a pain dans le derrière, that is. I'm just having a look here. We'll try and work out why that mentions thing has been playing up again. It's really, really just a nonsense. It really is. Moz is saying people forget that 43rd is a successful scale. Heller has been doing it for years. Yeah, it's 43rd scale is also a well-established collector's scale for die-casts and for models as well. Also, I know people say, well, why isn't it 24th scale? Why isn't it this? Why isn't it that? The thing about a 43rd scale is smaller, slightly cheaper to produce as well, in terms of, your kind of like your retail price and everything. And also, it's a good compact scale for beginners. So I don't have a problem with it. I think it's really kind of like a it's a nice scale. Let's put it that way. Just have a quick look through the no, I'm caught up on the comments. So so just to give you an update with the Comet, I've just got some last few bits and pieces to do on it, and I think that's it. I think we are close to wrapping it up, putting a bow on it finally, and then blasting it with primer. And I've also got the ambulance. I've got some last few bits and pieces to do on that. So actually, whilst I'm waiting for my replacement periscope to turn up on the Comet, I think I will do the last couple of bits and pieces on the Austin ambulance. Then we can finally get that done. I'm just seeing who's messaging me. It's usually one of the guys from Hornby. Let's have a look. Who is messaging me? Okay, right. No, we'll deal with that half time. No. It's so I think we'll definitely get the ambulance wrapped up now, because that's been hanging on for too long. I started that before I got COVID, and then I've barely finished it after I had COVID. But yeah, we need to get that finished, really. Well, actually, I'm just having a think here. What does it need doing? It really doesn't need that much doing. Most of the interior is done. It just needs a blast on the outside. Let's go and get hold on, lads. I've had an idea. Let's go and get the ambulance. And then I'm going to have some supper. Well, do some ghost stories, and then I'm going to have some supper. So, ups-a-daisy. Up, 1, 2, 3. Oh, God. Right, let's have a look. This was where we were with the Katie. And we've got most of the interior painted. In fact, I'm In fact, I'm pretty much going to say that's as much as I want to do on that interior now. We did get the stretchers done with a base coat of something or other. I'm going to go back and have a look and see what I need to do for those and then get those done. Yeah, we did do those bits for the interior. And that's it. I mean, I'm not kidding, folks. You're probably thinking, why are you procrastinating? It's just, that's it. Look how much there is to build on this. That's it. It's just down to these bits. So you are asking yourself, why is it taking you that long to finish this model off, JM? And the answer is, I honestly don't know. I think what's going to have to happen is I'm going to literally, oops-a-daisy, I'm literally going to have to be tied down to this workbench and forced to finish that model off. Not because I've got any problems with it. It's just I'm going to blame COVID. Yeah, yes, we blame COVID. Yeah, it's lack of energy, lack of concentration, lack of focus, lack of skill. So yeah, we'll get that finished. We will get that finished, and we'll try and get it finished by the end of the month. So somebody was saying about Christmas lights or Christmas decorations down or something. It don't have to come down until the 2nd of February. You know, Candlemas. Yes, that's the law. So. Oh, and somebody did say they like my mug. Yeah, look at that. That's an awesome mug, that. So that's it. That is pretty much it for tonight. Okay. Viewer Jared says other modeling groups have set up a secondary page for viewers' posts and photos. Maybe an idea. Yeah, it's just, it starts to become a bit of an ache to have to start monitoring 2 Facebook pages and things and whatever. So no, I'm not too sure about that. Oh, I like this. I like this. Are you ready for this? This is Mike and Penn Richardson. And Mike says, Penn suggests finish it February. I think we have a winner there. I think we have a winner. Finish it February. I like that. I'm going to do a graphic for that. Yep, I think everybody's sat here nodding in agreement. So yeah, we're going to do that. Finish it February. Fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. Right. There we go. And also, I'm not forgetting that I've also want to start at some stage my little tractor, which is by it's by Sabre in cooperation with 1602, and it's a dainty little thing. It honestly is. It's a teeny weeny little tractor, which probably means that despite its relative simplicity, it's probably going to take me the best part of 6 months to actually build, paint, and finish. But hey ho, depending on what life throws at me in the meantime. But yeah, that's it. That will do, isn't it? We are John Patrick Husson says, cheers, JM. Great show tonight. Where was that? I missed that. No, thank you. We will be I'm just seeing Simon Lewis says that was my suggestion months ago, and you liked finish it February back then. Low COVID brain fog, everybody. COVID brain fog. I just forget. Anyway, yeah, we'll do that. Finish it February. I'm sure Simon's was probably something a bit more industrial than finish it February. But anyway, that's it for tonight. Right, I'm going to go. We're going to do. We'll carry on updating you with new kit releases as and when they happen. We'll try and flesh out some of the Airfix ones as well. And also, it was who was it who said about who was it who said about the brain gone again? Who was it said about the... No, see, forgotten, absolutely forgotten. This is actually quite a familiar thing with COVID brain fog, in as much as you go to say something and then suddenly it just goes completely. Yep, I've forgotten what it was. Anyway, we'll get to the bottom of what it was I was trying to think of. Anyway, on that note, yeah, I agree. Stop now. Stop right now. Yeah. On that note, so say thank you to everybody who tuned in tonight to watch a 55-year-old Dudley man lose his marbles live on the internet. We will be back on Sunday, I think. I'm not sure. I need to have my name written down on a piece of paper these days to remember what it is. But we will be. We will be. John Pertwee there. We will be back on Sunday. Until then, as always, stay safe, stay out of trouble, and we'll see you very soon. And yes, I do need to update the end titles because it still says 2022. So anyway, see you later. Bye.